All right, welcome back to my the update on our Chevy 55 Chevy pickup. And as you can see in this first initial shot, I've got a lot of the dash put back together. The gauges are in, and the steering column is everything's all wired into place. But let me walk around here. You can see here's our four-way gauge with the temperature, fuel, amp meter, and our oil pressure, and kind of a glare there. But so I reconditioned this probably 6 or 7 months ago with all new stickers and things, and they turn out really nice, and they look really good with this dark green. But so you can see you also got the steering column all put into place, and even the shifter mechanism right here for the automatic transmission. Unfortunately, we can't seem to find, let me move this down, can't seem to find this piece right here. It's got a big old crack right there, but nowhere have we been able to find it. But anyway, we'll keep looking. Got the glove box all put into place. You can see everything fit really nice. We'll be able to fit manuals or whatever in there, and so it turned out pretty good. Fits real nice, solid and closed. We've got a new floor mat, custom fit, and it actually fits really nice. As you can see, fits almost exactly the way that it should. Back in this corner, I've got the new turn signal switch, all wired and ready to mount, and that'll mount basically on the side of the steering column once I get the steering wheel and all that kind of stuff in place. But managed to get the fuel tank mounted in place, as you can see. And so we're ready to go. It's already got all the fuel feed ready to go. And I thought I'd show you real quick. This is the old, I guess they used that to go from this point right here to here on the old tank. And they used air compressor fittings for like air hoses for the fuel line. And it just is a mess. But we managed to get it down to just that, to eliminate all of that. So pretty unsafe in the past. So I managed also to get the new dome light put into place, and it's wired, just not hooked up yet. So let's see, moving on here. This might be kind of rambling, but alrighty. And so here's the new harness coming out of the firewall. I think I had this in my last one, but it's all in place. And all of the relays and the short little fuse box is ready to go. Only problem I had was this wire right here coming off the voltage regulator is supposed to fit down to that terminal. Not quite. So I'm gonna have to get another one of these made, no biggie. Then we had to find a copper 1/8 line, this right here. I haven't hooked up the other end to it yet, and that will go right down to here. And that's for our oil pressure. I have a special fitting made, but once I get the other components, the exhaust and so forth, then I'll add that in. So everything is wired up the way it should be until I get the inner fenders on. Then I can wire for headlights and all that kind of stuff. And on this side of the engine, was able to get the starter all wired up, also the ignition coil, and I had to make a few ground wires for the ignition coil, one for the coil. And then we got our ground straps in place, and then I added in the fuel line, the fuel from the fuel pump back to the tank, and it goes back that way. So things are happening pretty quick now, fortunately, and this is the good part of these type of projects, is that everything you do makes a difference. So coming up next week, I'll be mounting the two inner fenders to the cab and to the radiator support, which is going to be going on first. This is the radiator, and the radiator support will be going right on the front of the chassis there. And then the, I guess the edges of the inner fenders will mount right to here, and that'll kind of brace them, mount right to here, and that'll brace them. Then I'm going to be putting in also these, the linkage right here. This is a linkage for the gas pedal. This goes up to the carburetor, and then this would go back to the carburetor. This line would go back to the transmission. as well as this one here. This is a transmission shift linkage, where this end here will hit to the linkage itself and allow me to shift into different gears. And so also I'll be adding or putting on the exhaust next week. So I'll probably have to raise the back end and kind of weasel that thing on its way in. But so things are moving along quickly now, and it's really enjoyable at this point. And so hopefully soon I can get all that stuff on, and next week I'll put another update of the week's progress. So everybody have a great weekend. Ciao.